So Throwback Thursday is back, and today I want to talk about one of my childhood favorite movies, which has the biggest wish fulfillment I think I could have as a kid. No, not that. Well, I mean, yes, that, but not today. Today, I want to talk about Last Action Hero. Last Action Hero has to be the most underrated Arnold Schwarzenegger movie of all time. The movie centers around this kid played by Austin O'Brien named Daniel Mannequin, aka Danny Mannequin. He's a 12-year-old kid who's growing up in 90s New York who has an unhealthy obsession with movies. I say unhealthy obsession because he literally gets attacked trying to go to the movies at midnight in New York in the 90s at 12 years old. And what movie was he just absolutely geeking to go see? Jack Slater 4, of course. Okay, so here's where it gets meta. So in Last Action Hero, Daniel Mannequin is a fan of a franchise called Jack Slater, which stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is also starring in Last Action Hero. So Danny's going to the midnight screening at this new Jack Slater premiere, but it's pretty much just him and the old guy who runs the place named Nick. Now, before they start the movie, Nick tells Danny this story about how Houdini gave him this magic ticket back in the day, but he was always too scared to use it. But apparently,
it's a passport to another world.
The ticket has a mind of its own, blah, 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 exposition. Long story short, Danny ends up inside the movie via the movie ticket. Obvious hijinks ensue as Danny tries to prove that they're inside of a movie by playing on all of the classic and cliche movie tropes, but obviously, with no spoilers. The movie's extremely ambitious, bouncing between the real world and their movie world and how that affects the characters, the fictional ones and the ones that are real. Arnold definitely does one hell of a job portraying Jack Slater, realizing that he's a fictional character while in a real world. So that's a bit much, as you can imagine. And Austin O'Brien gives an awesome performance as Danny, a super imaginative movie buff who finally gets a chance to live out his dreams. And maybe I'm a little biased because I was Danny. I am Danny. And I swear to God, I've been looking for this golden ticket ever since I saw this movie. But apparently it bombed in the box office back in '93 with a final financial loss of $26 million, which I don't see how because John McTiernan who directed Predator and Die Hard. So you already know that the cinematography and the score is phenomenal. Arnold even called in a favor and had AC/DC create a theme song for Jack Slater called Big Gun. That song is dope. And the movie was star-studded. Not even mentioning the supporting actors, but you had Sharon Stone and the T-1000 as cameos.
Jack! Did you see that?
And the toys were fire. I know I definitely had a few. I don't know if I had that car with the pop-out dynamite in the trunk, but I think I want to get it. And even with Arnold's filmography, as great as it is, I would still say this is probably one of his best movies, hands down. The only two issues with this movie is that the Jack Slater franchise isn't real, because I'd watch the hell out of those movies, and I still haven't found that goddamn golden ticket.